And what would happen if they repealed this? What would happen if the Trump administration tried to repeal PSLF buyback and the SAVE plan? Well, first off, it depends on how they do it. So, technically, you're supposed to do a negotiated rulemaking, and you have to publish the new rules by November for it to take into effect the following July. So, in theory, the way the negotiated rulemaking is supposed to work is you put forward a new rule, and then you take public comment and you put it out for public comment, and you publish the rule, and then it goes into you have to do all that by November for it to go into effect July. So in theory, they could repeal PSLF buyback and the SAVE plan through negotiated rulemaking by July 2026. Now for the SAVE plan, I think it'll be repealed a lot sooner than that with the court cases. And the question with PSLF buyback is ultimately, what if they just don't process anything? What if they just choose to not follow the rules that are published and just completely ignore all the applications and just let it sit there and do nothing, right? Now, if that were to happen, I would get, constituent services offices involved of your senator or congressperson. I would look for strategically the person who serves in your state senator, your one of your two senators or your congressperson who serves on the education committee. There's the HELP committee in the Senate, Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, and then there's the committee on the Education and the Workforce, or Education and Labor, in the House. And so you could look to see, is anybody on one of those committees that have some sway with agencies? And that would be if, they just did the whole stonewalling, refuse to process anything strategy, in the Trump administration with PSLF buyback. So I feel fairly confident that anybody in 2025 that could hit 120 months of qualifying employment for PSLF would be able to get that taken care of through PSLF buyback by buying back all these months in forbearance. But you do have to be exacting. You do have to pay attention to the ridiculous nuances that they're asking people to do. And you'd also, frankly, have to be really confident that your payment amount is the right amount. If they offer you a lump sum, do they calculate it the right way? Or are they calculating it based off of what the rules say, which is the lower of the 2 months before or after the forbearance and, an income rate-based repayment plan, or the standard 10-year plan if it's lower?